because he always was going to tackle when like defenders.
I think like.
And we're back. We've got Zar in the building. We say, my boy, you got the new jacket. It looks nice, man.
Yes, sir, bro. It's the second I saw it, I was like, I have to
fell in love.
get it. It's fire. They're killing me with these. This Adidas collab is killing my bank account, man.
Join the club, mate.
And I should have gotten the pants too.
Do you know what? The whole tracksuit. I don't know who designs these stuff for us, but they need to take a bow, man. That level of consistency. If we have that level of consistency on the pitch, we're winning everything.
Why are we? You had me there. You had me. But no, you're right. I mean, we're just every single one of our drops, as you said, especially the tracksuits that have just been fired lately. And yeah, no, this one is. I might actually go back and get the pants after.
You might as well, man, and complete the set. I don't want to take the smile off your face here, but we're going to talk about Wolves and all the other talking points, man. The first thing I want to ask you though is, how are you feeling as an Arsenal fan? Because obviously, last time we spoke, it was that cluster of games from like Newcastle to Sunderland. Obviously, since then, we played, Chelsea, Spurs, Munich, obviously lost to Villa, had a performance where it is a win in terms of the result against Wolves, but the performance, we weren't there. So, broadly, how are you feeling about Arsenal at this moment in time, man?
Honestly, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling better than I'm not feeling. Let me put it this way. I feel like I'm in a minority where I'm a bit more positive about our situation, the situation that we're in, as opposed to other fans. I personally think that we're doing very well in what is. I hope and I think this is the weakest we will be this season with the injuries. We've had 6-7 people out constantly changing.
And now Ben White's gone as well.
Yeah, it's when have we had the same guys available for three games in a row, 4 games in a row, 3 games in a row this season? It hasn't happened. So it's through working with that, you're trying to integrate new players into a new system. You've got the whole injury aspect. It's the ripple effect of Arteta's, a combination of Arteta's mismanagement, our medical teams incompetence. It's all a combination of that is what's killing us now with the 6-7 people out, and we're still top of the league. We are still top of the league, and I know the noise around is the noise around is around the block and on the streets and all is, oh, Arsenal's going to it's the Christmas lights, everything's gonna come.
City are getting their
falling down. We've got you. City's back and all that. This is it. It's over. But what people don't realize is, when that happened in the past, right? When the Christmas lights fell out, was because we were in a period like this where we lost key players, where we lost 1-2 key players and weren't able to maintain. It can only get better from here, Deluded. We have 7, 8 motherfuckers out. I don't know how many people are out, but it's just constantly guys.
Every game we play, the next one gets injured as well. God forbid, but it's the reality at the moment.
Yeah, but it's I'm hoping by the end of December, if we can make it to the end of the year, just in and about we may not necessarily have to be top. Let's not panic. That's one thing. Let's not panic. We may not necessarily
just gotta be in the mix.
In and about, if we make it to the end of the year, that's when we're getting key pieces back. We're getting Gabriel's back. Gabriel's will be coming back. I'm hoping they don't. I'm praying, fingers crossed. I'm praying that they don't butcher his
apparently he's pushing to come back. If social media is gospel, he's been pushing to come back, and he's just about going to miss Everton, and apparently he's pushing to be involved against Wolves.
That's the issue, Deluded, right? That's the issue with these guys at this elite level of sports, is they want to be out there. They want to play. They will tell you I can play when they can't. That's just how it works.
They're still carrying something, and then
obviously look at Ben White. We played him a whole entire season. The guy wasn't 100% healthy. It's what Ben White had. You and I as normal dudes, deluded. If we if or let me you and I as normal dudes, if we had what Ben White had, brother, I would be questioning myself, especially after I have a little bit of money in the bank like they do. I'll be questioning and saying, yo, is this paycheck even worth it? Bro, running around with a broken toe, running around with a broken what? Running? Nah, I ain't doing that.
Hamstrings, spines, we've had all
Money in
the
the bank.
sorts of injuries on the training ground, the result of build up, collisions, this,
Yeah.
that, and the other. Like it's been mad.
So we're dealing with that, which is what used to cripple us, at the end. We'll deal with that usually a little later on to the season. We'll be dealing with that now. It's it would start now in the busy time where we have guys falling. All of a sudden we had a healthy squad the first 2-3 months, then all of a sudden 6-7 injuries, and then we wouldn't know how to respond. But as of now, bro, I'm feeling optimistic. As I said, I mean, we're hopefully guys are getting healthy. If guys get healthy, hopefully Arteta too can now manage the situation a bit better. It looks like he could do way better. It looks like he is improving from the previous, where he used to make subs in the 85th minute when we're winning 4-0 kind of thing. Now at least we're seeing changes at halftime, 65 minutes, 60 minutes, and all that. But hopefully it's up from here, man. But we need to figure out a way to keep our guys on the field. And if we can do that, especially our defenders now, which is what's crazy. The one area that we thought at the beginning of the season, bro, when we were chatting, the one area that we thought that we are good is the one area now we have a crisis. And now our
really being
attackers,
tested, isn't it?
we were saying we need more attackers because our attackers are down. Now our attackers are coming back, and now we have way too many of them. I mean, look at the bench, bro. Madueke, who was lights out the last game he played, the Champions League game against Brugge, lights out against the Brugge, lights out against Bayern Munich. The guy didn't even feature in this game. That's how many attackers we have. People have been crying for Ethan Nwaneri. Other teams, bro, in the Premier League, he would be starting for the majority of the teams in the Premier League. So it's like, we have all that, but we just now need to get it right. We're going through our tough period now. Stick with the team, stick with them, and that's another thing. It's like people harp on, especially like Arsenal fans. It's like, yo, we get it. We all have eyes. We saw that the games, we're not playing well. The Wolves games ain't good, but
the manager, the players, and the fans are all in a unanimous agreement about such, man. And you're seeing dressing room, not fights or anything, but the boys had words with each other. Everyone's seen how Declan Rice in particular looked. No one can be happy. We thank the Lord for the 3 points, obviously, but the performance, and I feel many of us balanced fans, we can consider that it does feel like Arteta's putting the handbrake up. It does feel like in the attacking ranks, injuries or not, we should be seeing a bit more and all of those things. But we've got a good platform. The performances need to go up. We need to defend a lot better. We sure as hell need to create chances. But we also recognize that we can't win them all, in it. You can't, and that's not a cop-out, because I think we should have beaten Chelsea or put in a better performance. I've spoken to you before. I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. The first half, I struggled to forgive Mikel Arteta for the first half against Manchester City and the second half against Liverpool. I think there's been many learning curves for us. Sunderland, granted, half the times when we've dropped points, people can say these teams have been in form, and that's true. And we've had injuries and all these other things. But isolated to that 90 minutes, there's been more to give. Sunderland, for example, we talk about being the best defensive team in the Premier League and in Europe, 15 minutes away from obviously getting 3 points, regardless of how the game's turned out. So we need to take the good and make it great. There's evident areas of improvement. But as you said, Zar, when you consider everything, we're still ticking along. We're still within the mix. Obviously, we need to now negotiate this period. If there's anything that makes me scared, it is the injuries, because we are we're down to our bare bones, innit? And I just think we get into that trap, Zar, in that couple man come back like in clusters, like 3-4 players come back, all of a sudden Mascara, bang, gone, Ben White, bang, gone. So I don't know if we're fully gonna have a fully fit squad, and we'll get onto it towards the end, but I am thinking, we might have to do something in January. But I kind of want to stick on to this year, because I want to ask you, do you think fans are panicking, and do you think some fans are valid in panicking? Because if I'm not saying Roy here saying this year, but I think piggybacking off what he said, he said something interesting. We're not panicking. What we're seeing is history repeating itself. You can't be a champion if you struggle to score goals.
So I here's the thing, right? So I hear him, History is the greatest teacher in life. I completely understand. Like I completely understand that. But we're now at an age. Deluded, where it's we're now at an age. We're in an age where everybody is a tactical. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's trying to be the one that's right. They want to be. They want to be
The
first
Oracle and that.
to being right and all that. So that situations like that tend to lead to over analysis, overthinking, and all that nonsense, which is what's going on now. People want to be able to predict right now what happens in April, right? It's what's going on right now is they want to be. It's a lot can change, and I hear, yeah, there is room to panic. Yeah, historically, Arsenal has has done. The Christmas lights have fallen off and all that, but that's as a supporter. So that is the logical way of looking at it. Yeah, but as a supporter, man, you gotta live in the moment. You gotta live in the moment. None of this trying to predict just because we concede 5 minutes into a game, into last game. Oh, the season's over. It's over. You want to be the first one. You want to be the one that gets clipped and put out first, and then goes viral, and put on TV and all that. Yeah, it's a delicate situation where history does point, but I just like let's relax, support the team, let's let the season play out, because at some point, right, you go from not winning to winning, right? So if I was an analyst when Liverpool, for example, went 30 years or however many years not winning the league, if I was an analyst saying they're not going to win the league from when they last won it in 1980, 80 whatever, not going to win the league, not to win the league, not going to win the league, not going to win the league, lazy analysis, I would have been right up until 2019. But whether my logic or my way of thinking was correct is a completely different story. That's what's going on right now, Deluded. These people are just saying because they saw Wenger or this happened last season, boom, that's it. They're not even looking at the situation. They're not looking at it in a manner that, like, for example, a point that I mentioned, that for our injury crisis, from what I remember, our actual crisis has now happened in a phase that is different to when historically it's happened. It usually happens in the second half of the year. We've started with the injury. We started with the injury crisis this
Do you
time
think we're in
around.
our
So,
injury crisis now?
yeah, we've
Fair.
got seven guys out. 6-7 guys out. We can't.
Havertz, even though we'll
People are
get onto him,
constantly
folks. I
coming in and
see
out.
social media and that. But who is actually out? Gabriel Magalhaes, Kai Havertz, Benjamin White, Mascara. Who else is out?
Mascara. So
Max
Havertz,
Dalman.
Jesus,
Nah,
Jesus
he's back
Dalman.
now.
Well, but these are guys that have been out. He's just come back last week.
True.
I'm
I'm
talking
I was
about.
just
I'm
trying to
talking
think
about.
about who's injured right now, like genuinely who's
No, I'm
injured
saying
right now.
our work by period.
Why?
The period
And
counts.
a number of players are in the red zones. Normally, it happens a lot further into the season
Yeah,
than now, but we've been dealing with it since
yeah,
August, man. And
and
that's
it's
my
it's
thing. I always say, yeah, support the team, but audit the team. I'm not
it,
for. If you want to trust the process, you can. I don't believe in blindly being positive or negative. When people can trust the process or not trust it, depending on how they fall on it. But if you do want to trust the team and support the team, I do think we're a good team. We're competitive. All of these things. So I trust the team. I think that, I'm bitching about first world problems, if I'm honest with you, because
yeah.
we're top by 2 points. It's not to say City can't overtake us and there won't be interchanging or we're going to win the league, but audit the team. So when we're winning and, we're in a good run of form, pat on the back. When we're looking shaky, ask questions. I don't believe in just blindlessly burying your head in the
There
sand
it
or
is.
doing this overly positive thing. Do you know what, Zara, as well? Yeah, beyond players being injured, my biggest issue now is the players in the red zone. I'm not a physio. I don't know who is in the red zone and things, but logically speaking, we had the attacking clusters, that a cluster of attacking injuries. The defense is there. By law of averages, I'm not even going to include goalies. It's looking like centre mid's going to be the next place. And I know Norgard had a minor knock in the beginning of the season. I know Odegaard's been in out the side. Zubamendi looks knackered, and he probably is. If Rice gets injured, then I think we can forget about major honours. So that's really my biggest concern. That's just where I'm at. Like, we're in a fight. I don't see why you can't just support the team. And I want to preach not on an overly positive thing, but we have a good chance of winning silverware. By all means, I will be there. God forbid, if we get there in May, certain things are not won. We all know what we spent. We all know the 3 previous years. Someone's got to answer for this, and we maybe have to change ship, because I'm not on just blindly going into another season. At some point, if we keep doing the same things, we need to try something different. But we knew this, though. Remember the crash out? I remember I had you on the platform. Yeah, we lost the North London derby in pre-season. There was a crash out. I can't say I'm surprised that whenever we win now, when the season's obviously going on, we're the best team in Europe. Now we're the worst. When we beat Bayern, man, are talking about it. Say, are we the favourites for the Champions League, let alone the Premier League? Now it's all rubbish. And even if we disregard ourselves, yeah, everybody goes through moments. I wouldn't say we've hit our peak yet for a variety of reasons. Collectively, the attackers, it's not really fit and flowing. Arteta's clearly got to do stuff there. There's been injuries. But as you said at the start, yeah, at the start of the season, people are like, rah, Liverpool not resting on their laurels. They brought in X, Y, Z. When you could, and hindsight's a wonderful teacher, of course, but when you could see the chinks in their armors are, people are saying, no, that's the mentality of winners. They're still winning. At some point, you can't run out. You might get 3 points and the performance won't be there, but at some point it's gonna correlate in it. Sunderland are still doing well, but they had a bit of a wobble after a blistering start. Bournemouth the same. You could argue us, and maybe even down to clean sheets, because there was times we could have conceded and we didn't. And during this time, yeah, we've heard Chelsea are not in the race. Now they're in the race. City are finished. Now they're the favourites. Nobody can stop Arsenal. Aston Villa, first 8 games, they were a bit shoddy. Now look at them. So again, we have to take time. I always say the season for me starts from game week 10, and we're in game week 15 now. Now we be a bit harsher. Now we audit a lot better. Now we need to go on a run. And for me, I want to know how you feel as well, yeah, because from August, generally, it's been 2 games a week, 3 games in 10 days. This provides an opportunity to just rest and reset. No rest, because we've got a week to prepare for Everton. Yeah?
This is the last rest, bro. This is the last rest.
How important is that for you?
I've been saying this. We just needed to get to the Wolves game. The Wolves game is what we needed to get to just with the results. I didn't care about. That's why I wasn't even upset. So yeah, the performance was crap. I mean, our first shot on target was like in the 70th minute, which is crazy at home.
Horrible.
But I didn't care. People were running around here saying, oh, Arsenal didn't score and all that. I didn't care. I just needed the result from that game because of the state of our team, because of how depleted we are. This week is going to be huge. I'm hoping for guys coming back. And then after that, we're in the weeds. We're in the weeds playing every 2-3 days up until the end of till the end of January, February or so. But it's the rest after it's huge. It's huge. And it's again, you can point all our problems. If you're a connect the dots guy, it goes back to every single one of our injury problems, bro, especially with the defenders. It goes back, it's a ripple effect. The butchering of that Tomiyasu coming back injury. Once he messed up his timeline, that lightning overrun that meant to Timber. Timber couldn't recover well, couldn't integrate well after his ACL and all that, and it's a mess. But I feel good. We just need to stay alive. Can I ask you this?
Go ahead, man.
Because I've been seeing this online. The whole how do you feel? How do I ask this? Arteta's game management this season so far, how do you feel about it? Like the changes and all that, and just as general, once we've gotten going and we're in a situation, has his game management pretty much, once we're in game, once the lineup has been changed, it's not working, has the dude like done well and like changing things around, do you think, this season?
I think it's a weird one, man, because I think from Newcastle to the Sunderland game and maybe a couple of games beyond that, I think he started to get spot on. And generally, I do think he's got a bit more proactive. I feel like the start of the season, as I said, Liverpool away, for example, second half, Manchester City first half. Obviously, players got to take responsibility, but I still think there was creaks. Honestly, I think, in this little run that we're in, or better yet, coming out of, really, with, if we assume the Everton game is the next start, I kind of think we're creeping back into last season-y. Like, I know no 2 seasons are the same, but we're still talking about injuries, still talking about resting players, still talking about overplaying players. Whether I agree with it or not, I do think Arteta it's like he started with the handbrake up, he put it down, and I think he's creeping it back up now. I get it, I understand it, but when you asked me that question, the first game I thought of with Chelsea, because I watched the Chelsea game again, yeah, and I feel personally going into the game, regardless of, I'll paint a picture, regardless of what happened, yeah, I think Arteta came into that game, for example, with a conservative approach. We're tired. I know Maresca, he knows me. Chelsea have got this about them. We've got that. I haven't got. I actually feel it's our defense. Them two centre halves, or mainly Magalhaes, that kind of makes him go on that conservative approach. I think he was conservative before the game. The way Chelsea
Because
started,
you know you can lean on them. That's the thing. You know you can lean on them too.
But that's what I think. Yeah, I think that's where sometimes I think Arteta has to learn to let go. Granted, you can't win everything, but as I was saying with the Chelsea game, I think we started conservatively. The way they obviously started the game and played made him double down even more. Because the Arteta of old games prior to the Chelsea game, once they go down to 10 men, they're food. I'm onto them. I just think he was very conservative. I generally feel, because he hasn't got Gabriel and he hasn't got that defensive solidity, he doesn't want to, at this moment in time, free up the attackers. Now, that's not a cop-out, because last season we were talking about creativity, fashioning chances. I personally feel regardless who should be out there, I should see like triangles and passages of play. I still think he's got those problems, but I think he's getting back into that. There's obviously been some positives. I'm sure he made changes against Bayern Munich. I'm sure he's made changes at times. And I know, if we take the Wolves game, people are looking at it like, oh my God, Timber's left back. We all were doing that. But when you actually watched it now, he was going with a back three to kind of mitigate against that low block. Yeah, exactly. Where my issues came in that game now is when Ben White went out and obviously Lewis Skelly went in, I don't think there was any change of how we're doing stuff. Now, you throw in the fact that the players just weren't good enough in that regards. I think the game management needs to get better. We need to get back to basics. I think the players need to. I still think, and I'd be a hypocrite, there are times with Arteta where I think attack is the best form of defense. And sometimes I think it's also your biggest strength, but it's also his biggest curse, in that he can think about everything, all the probabilities. This right back goes over there X amount of times. I need this player here and there. Sometimes that can harm you. And I also feel the players, because ultimately Mikel Arteta's got to take responsibility. But these are grown men out there. They're in the trenches. And
brother,
when
you're on as Arsene Wenger said, when you're on the field, I can give you a billion.
Exactly.
I can give you 10, 20 instructions. When you're actually on the field, you, the player, are going to encounter 7 billion different unique situations where you have to make a decision within a split second.
You see when you're tired, you see when you're tired on a football pitch or anything, like in the gym or in work, when you're tired, your standards drop naturally. If you were up, or me, we were up all night writing an essay, we've had 2 hours sleep, we're drinking bare coffee, the coffee's not working, we're going to start making mistakes. And I know it's easier said than done, but my players, 2 identical goals. Well, we can see the 2 cheap goals against Aston Villa, but one where the cross comes in and Hincapie is playing each people on side. Last 2 weeks in a row that's happened. So I think we need to get back to not conceding cheap goals. I think the players need to put the bit between their teeth sometimes in their attacking sense and try things. But again, I do think it comes to the manager, and I don't want to be that guy. As much as it is a bit of a short straw with the injuries and things, it's not unique to Arsenal. You look at the broader landscape, players are only going to get injured more and more. And I don't feel there's a base. And even like if we focus on the attack, breaking down low blocks, all of these things, people are in that trap of saying, oh, well, we didn't have X, Y, Z. When we've had X, Y, Z, we haven't broke them down. And all of the things we've spoken about in this first 23 minutes, especially in the attacking sense, they were there last season. So there is something for the gaffer to fix. There's something that you didn't do during preseason. Granted, you haven't had players available. That's why I asked you at the start of this year, how big is this week? Because obviously, when you're playing 3 games a week and you're traveling, you don't have much time to train in it and work on things. So this is a week to go back to basics type of thing. And I want to ask you, go on.
I actually didn't even think of it that angle. I was thinking more about getting our injuries together. I didn't even think of the fact that we actually have time on the training ground that you never do. You're just recovering. You're just recovering and boom, next game. Sorry,
because look at it, like obviously, there's no substitutes of, as you know yourself, for game time in it. Like you can work in training with Hincapie and Timber as centre halves and do all those things, but it's very different when you're out there. But it's a chance to maybe, review that kind of partnership, get the best out of them. Who's kind of being the leader in that regard? Get your attacking players available and get some phases of play. I would say, and I actually like the fact that the boys apparently had the first 2 days of this week off. So Sunday, and then I think they're back on Tuesday, innit? Just to reset back to basics.
We played Saturday, right? Yeah,
yeah. No, but apparently,
obviously, we played on Sunday and Monday. He gave him Monday off.
Yeah, they had 2 days off. Apparently,
That's good.
So exactly. So it's just a back to basics thing. And so I wanted to ask you, because I'm with you, because I was saying, obviously, I wanted to win 3-4-0 against Wolves. I believe we should have done that. The performance, all that kind of stuff. But when you look at it, Wolves went, and it's not a cop out. They played a low block, which we've been speaking about. Arteta needs to fix, but that's kryptonite to us. We can't really break that down. We've got first world problems. We're crying. We're top of the league and we're crying. They're fighting for survival. They're obviously going to make it difficult. Their guy, Rob Edwards, is a good manager. So I did expect it to be a bit more difficult. I'm happy with the 3 points. I don't think anyone could be happy with the performance. And I think, yeah, if you had a great performance against Wolves and then fast forward to this week, you just get out, we get out of there against Everton. The performance ain't the best, but we get the 3 points. I think everyone would be cool. But, you know, I wanted to ask you, like, do you feel like it's just important about getting the 3 points, or do you feel beyond the obvious in this game against Everton, it's vital to not only get the 3 points, but have a convincing display, quote unquote, on the word convincing?
Listen, I mean, Everton away is tough.
It's a
Everton
nasty game.
It's very, very, very tough. Of course, it would be nice. It would be nice to get a performance and actually finally shut down people, because you know how heavy this cannon is to wear on the chest, man. 2 back-to-back stinkers. The media will make up all the Christmas bonuses on Monday. On that Monday, they'll make up all the Christmas bonuses for the entire organization just off the clicks off that game. That's how much noise will go on. So in that sense, yes. I mean, a performance would be nice. Realistically, again, Deluded. It's who do we have coming back? Who are we reintegrating into the team this week? You know, we heard Arteta's been, I mean, with the Saliba case, Arteta told us Saliba was days away for a month. For a whole month, he stood there. He's telling the press, but as an Arsenal fan, that's the only way I get information through my team. So he stood there and he told me Saliba is days away for an entire month, right? So it's like, who are we? Are we getting anybody back? Everton's a tough game to go.
For me, I'm with you in the sense that, boy, I just deal with when the fixture list, when the squad comes out, who's on the bench, who's in the 11. That's where I'm at. If Arteta ever feels like sharing something great, in which he said we had to risk Saliba, I actually hold Arteta, and I think people are very quick to blame the medical department. I get it though; they have to, in the same way Arteta and the boys have to answer for results, they have to answer for that. I would say though, even though I do cut them that luxury, I do blame them for Ben White's one. I do think it is predictable. You've got a man that's been out cold and injured. You've had to overplay him. It's predictable that one there is going to happen, innit?
Unless it's a broken leg, unless it's a bone break. Most of those, the workload ones are very, you can tell.
That's why I'm scared about Rice and Zubimendi.
You might not be able to pinpoint exactly when it will happen and how it will happen, but you can tell. Again, they wear those bras. They wear those bras every single time they're in the
thing that records them.
That's what tells you. those not to be rude or anything, but bro, I'm in the mode where just get me through the festive season. I don't care.
Navigate that.
Right now, I don't care about performances, bro. I do not care about.
But is it dangerous not to care about them though?
We don't.
Because I hear you. I don't think you're wrong. Because I actually think you care about performances, but you're like me in that.
No, I care about
that, but we need to navigate this. But I do think let me
rephrase what I meant. I won't harp on, as long as we win, I won't harp on a bad performance. Right now, my priority is getting the result. I'm not here for enjoyment. I just need to get the results, especially that Everton away game. Because right now, man,
new stadium, bro, it's still nasty to go to, man.
No, but just mentally, the vibe around our team, the vibe around Arsenal, just in general, right now is we have them. It's this Deluded. I'm standing right over you. I'm waiting to just clench.
Because us Arsenal fans, we're allowed to bitch about the performance against Wolves. I'm speaking to all Arsenal fans. You can draw whatever conclusion you want to draw. I'm talking about, and I don't really care about the media in it. You don't like me, I don't like you. I'm at the point, Arsenal, we just need to win, shut people up, But the way they talked about that last time I checked, is 2-1 Arsenal. The energy we got for winning, some teams are conceding 4 goals and doing bare things, and I'm not hearing nothing. But that's why I'm telling fans, forget them.
That's what pisses me off. And I'm not saying that you and I are this or that or somebody or whatever, but it's other idiots. It's other idiots that are setting the whole entire narrative for our team globally.
And that's why I get annoyed
guys,
with Arsenal fans as
it's
well, because
guys,
we
it's
know
guys
these lot
that-
are chatting shit. Ignore them. I know it's difficult.
Yeah.
Don't reply. You're paying their bills with the engagement and shit.
And then we're over
They
here
know they're
telling,
chatting shit.
we're over here telling you, we could be over here telling you, yo, calm down, things are looking good, we're at the top of the league, and we've got injuries. But no, all these guys will run away and listen to those. That's what annoys me the most, is that we don't set our own story, we don't set our own narratives. The people that sit there and sweat through these performances and watch it week in, week out, follow this team up and down globally, don't even get to set.
And they're shameless as well. Like the people that write these narratives, yeah. Because take nothing away from City, as I keep saying, I've been maintaining, you can't rule out anyone. The only one I would rule out is Liverpool. I know mathematically they could get there, but I think early doors they're in that stage where, one, you lot have to be perfect, and two, Arsenal, City, I guess Aston Villa and Chelsea need to drop points. But it takes City, for example. Everyone was saying, "No, City are not on." These lot were saying City are not on nothing, huh?
It's like that's a tough spot to be in this early, where you have to be perfect and the other teams have to
exactly. And on top of all the other issues they've got, yeah, and the whole Salah stuff. But everyone was saying, these people that write these narratives, Arsenal up here, nobody's touching us, City are finished, this and that. Now it's, yeah, I know Arsenal are top, but City are in a great run of form. They're purring, folding in the World Cup year. Haaland, Donnarumma, they've been there, they've done it. Cool, Arsenal have a better defense than them, but what they have is a better attack. These lot don't care about being accurate. I never said right, because no one can be right. They just want to write to narratives, people. So ignore them. What we have right now is a good base. It could sure as hell be better, but it sure as hell could be a lot worse. What these boys want to do beyond this point and what they want to celebrate in May is down to them. They better count their blessings that we're all bitching about the performance. We got the 3 points. We're in December. And at some point, as much as I'm more on caring about the performances, because sometimes you can win bare games and it's papering over the cracks. But then to a degree in May, it's just going to say how much W's, how much draws, how much losses. It doesn't matter. Oh, in August, that W was better than when they lost, etc. And we all know football. Sometimes you're going to play well and lose. You're going to play shit and win. You're going to draw when you need a bit more. But this is why I don't get it in it. I don't get it in it. I understand this,
bro. The 3 points against Wolves and the 3 points against Manchester United are the exact same thing.
Yeah. And I'm even harsher on the Wolves one, because I'll cut luxuries of a first game of the season, all that kind of stuff.
True.
I'll give them that, but we all know, like, I don't know what's so hard to accept. Yeah, like, do you know they probably were there? They were, Arteta, the boys, they'll probably been like, boys, we got the win, fucking hell, we got out of jail there. We know it was shit. We have a laugh and a joke. The work starts tomorrow. But I got this on.
You saw it with Rice. You saw it on the field with Rice.
Rice was not just right. Everybody was vexed. Hincapié vexed everyone. Because let's have it right. I'm not going to sit here and lie. If we drew that, I said it before the game, I said it after. Because I was on what you're saying. I was saying my heart wants 3-4. I don't think I said this in my preview. I don't think it's going to be that kind of game. Wolves are bottom and we're first, so we should reflect that. And I won't say they're unlucky, but they're a better team than they might look like results and statistics-wise. Yeah. But I just want my 3 points because we're in that kind of sluggish thing. So I don't know what's so hard to say. Listen, we needed to play better. As you said earlier, one shot after 60, 70 minutes, unacceptable. As you know, we conceded and then scored again. These things is great and whatnot, but we just needed to be better. I don't know what's hard with that. How important is December before we get onto January? Because when you deep it, my boy,
I was about to say that's actually what I was gonna bring up to once we're done wrapping up.
Yeah, because I want to ask. Bro, you got Everton away, and then 3 days later you got a quarterfinals, and then you got Brighton. I don't know if we have the amounts of players to even rotate,
bro.
Talk to me, man.
This is, I mean, you get no rest. This is crazy. I actually didn't realize that this is tough, but it's I mean, this is make or break. This run of, I know I say this is the problem with the Premier League. The problem with the Premier League is, to win it, you almost have to be perfect. So you feel like this every single time.
There's only one game I think we can rest players on, and there's one that I think Arteta might. I don't forgive me, but I think throw. There's one that I think he might throw if it's possible. I don't know any other way to phrase it. He might throw the quarterfinals. Portsmouth away is the only one.
You think the Carabao Cup?
I mean, he might be crippled because what else do you have to do? Me, I'm not on that. I'm not on like some Arsenal fans. Oh, focus on this and focus on that. We've been starved of trophies. Our player career is short. We want to build momentum. It's Crystal Palace. You've got to the court. You got to the semi-finals last season. As a minimum, you need to go one better or go away in the same place. I don't want him to, but knowing what I think I know about Arteta, I could see you might rotate, quote unquote, against them and definitely Portsmouth. I'm not advocating for any rotation. I don't think you or anyone else is against Everton. Brighton's a difficult game. Villa revenge is on the menu. Bournemouth's a nasty one at 5:30 on the 3rd of January. I don't need to tell you about Liverpool, regardless of what they're doing or not doing.
This is crazy. I didn't even
It's a mad thing.
Pictures are. He'll go gung ho. He will knowing him. He'll go gung ho, and it will be guys, especially like for that Portsmouth game. He'll go stronger. He'll go stronger than we all expect, especially coming out of the run of games that
This is a nasty run,
Coming out of that, we're like, all right, let's rest some players and all that. He'll go stronger. He'll go stronger the whole way. He'll go.
Well, can you? Do we even have the players to do that? Because this is all.
That's another question.
Yeah, because we're assuming that no one else is going to get injured. No one's going to get suspended. No one's already got minutes in the leg.
So because we don't have the players, the guys that are there will be playing every single one of these games.
This is fucked.
That's the
nothing
thing,
comes easy,
and
man.
it's. I mean, we're seeing. Did you think, bro? It's crazy. When we were buying players this summer, bro. Did you think that there will be a stage where, I mean, shout out to him, absolutely deserves it, baller, all that, love it, but it's very hard for a defender to break through. Did you think that there would be a stage this season with what we had done in the window that Marley Salmon will be getting his debut in the Champions League?
I did think he'd make his debut, but not in this, not in kind of this context, because he came on. Obviously, we need to save legs and things. Like, I did think we'd go through an injury crisis or whatever to a degree, because beyond the obvious, obviously, when players are fit and we've got a fully fit squad, the only conversation I and you and everyone in the chat wants to have is who's on the bench, who's in the starting 11. You know how some Arsenal fans will do, like they did at the start of the year. Oh, we got to sell Ben White because Timbers locked it down. Unfortunately, bodies drop like flies, and it's only gonna get worse. God knows what next season's gonna look like, because there's bare football now, especially assuming we go all the way.
World Cup,
a couple people, World Cup, and even I know it's not relevant to our club yet, AFCON, but I consider all those things, and imagine like we were like Chelsea and that we played in the Club World Cup last summer, so that's even more games for me. You can never have too many players in it. Like,
I think we might be. Are we?
Go back to the Brighton at home game in the League Cup. Yeah, big up Dowman and big up Anoush. Yeah, but had the Kai Havertz's and the Jesus's and these kind of ones available, they might have started. So when we signed these men in January, we had to have the summer. We had to have sat there and been like, listen, if worse comes to worse, bodies are dropping like flies. We take last season as a case study. Can we still do it? And so far, so good. We're maneuvering. That being said, I don't know if it's the players that got to take care of themselves. I don't know if it's the medical staff. I don't know if it's Arteta needed to rotate. I don't know if it's a bit of everything. But you don't need to sort it out, because I don't want to feel like last season, and we're approaching January, and I don't know about anyone else, but I won't. I don't think I'll forget, unless we win a trophy, how I felt at the end of the January market, because I know we don't typically sign anybody in January and all these things, but I thought, like, surely, like, it's peak at this moment. Like, surely. That's also a question. Like, would you sign anyone in January?
So two different questions. Oh, God damn it! I wish I got that question to you first. But do you think? Do you think we should? So there's two different questions here. Do you think we should, or are we going to? Do I think we should? Do I think we should?
I think we should. You know what, Zar? If you ask me, well, it feels like such a long time ago, but there was a point.
What would you?
This is what I'm saying. There was a point. If you asked me, I would have said I'd love to. I don't think we'll get Semenyo, but I'd love to get involved in that.
What's his name, Rob?
Then it became we might need a centre mid, because I genuinely believe anything happens to Rice, I think it's very dark for us. Now I'm starting to believe left wing is a luxury for me now. It's not really a luxury because we know about that conundrum, but I think you need a centre mid. I think you need a versatile defender. I think you might need to dip into the low market, because I'm getting a bit nervous now. Because I look at the Timbers, I look at the Timbers, I look at the Rices, the players that we'd love to rest them, rightly or wrongly, we've got to run with it. I look at the players that are coming back, and I think people get caught in this trap of, man, are coming back from injury and they're just ready and fit and ready to go again, as we've seen with Benjamin White. So that's my thinking for the Magalhaes and whatnot. I think we might have
take longer.
He's taking longer, exactly. And if he's back on, I don't know. If he's back, let's just for argument's sake, if he's back in training for the just after the Villa game, that don't necessarily mean you're ready to necessarily start against Bournemouth or Liverpool
and perform at the level that's acceptable.
All right, and again, and you've been out of it for a couple of months now, and you get where I'm going. I feel sorry for Magalhaes. Side note, because 2 big injuries in 2025 is dark, man.
Do we need to know? I'm still upset at him. I don't even feel sorry. I'm still very upset with him. That was one of the dumbest.
You're upset with Magalhaes?
Very, and it's a
play for his country, man.
That's the thing. That's my beef. That's my beef with South American cats. South American cats. My beef with South Americans is they're probably the only place that I can think of that is country over club.
I think a lot of people. I think it's really only the English ones that do that kind of stuff. You know. I think it's only the English players.
I don't know if it's because we well, especially the part of Africa that I'm from, because we don't have anyone that's really good on the world stage. It's more your club team that gives you more.
I hear
is
it.
Europe is country over club? Italy, actually, places like Italy, Italian culture.
It depends though, because we're getting geopolitical, but I don't know how the Barcelona players feel about Spain, innit? Like, obviously, with the Catalonia stuff, but I think it's club over country, and I can't blame them because way before you kicked the ball for my football team, you was a young man in Brazil, and you're representing your country. Obviously, you want to you want to be part of that group. You want to build, chemistry with your teammates. You want to have a good qualifying campaign /
and
running
the
build up to the World Cup.
You think?
But I'm vexed with the medical stuff. Like sometimes, and I said this to you about Arsenal. Sometimes you need to save players from themselves because this is what nobody says it about Arsenal players anymore. Yeah, and I don't think it. I think we're removed from that. But people always say they used to say, "Oh, these players don't care." You can't tell me any of them players don't care. I genuinely feel, Gabriel, Saka, Timber, Benjamin White, the worst culprit. Them guys there, when they're coming back from injuries or they're doing rehab, they will tell you they're fit. They know in their heart they're 99.9% fit. There's a 0% that they're not, but they will say they're good. Sometimes I think they need playing from themselves, and obviously Arteta's hands are tied right now, but maybe this is where he also needs to learn. There is an element of we do run players into the ground. I think we have ran for years. I would say Benjamin White, 1,100,000%. We've ran him into the ground. And if we win in a trophy this season, he needs to be at the front of the crew to lift that. So we're going to have to get it right, man. Look at this run once again. Madness.
Just to answer this question, do we need, of course, I mean, because of the injuries, it'll seem like we need, but
what position would you say is a need as well?
You assume guys will come back. Do I want? I don't think we don't need because look, once guys are back, they're senior players. Guys we signed, guys like Norgard doesn't make it into the 18. There's senior players that don't make it into the match day squad once we get everybody back. And this is me being naive again with this whole once we get everybody back, because guess what never happens? We never get everybody back. You see? So that's the thing is I'm looking at the players we have and I'm saying, no, we're good. But in this current situation, as you pointed out, because we're in a crisis, if you're looking at who's available right now, we need a defender, we need a midfielder, we need a winger, we need everything. Pretty much.
Everybody knows, I'm passionate about left wing in it. I said I love what you're doing, but I would have loved 9 players instead of 8. I'm even on parking off the left wing. It's not that I don't want it. It's not that I wouldn't want to get involved in
Let's be
midfield and a versatile defender.
Hold on. So let's drill down a little bit on that thing. So they're not popular names. Popular name on the jersey and all that. There's bigger names, and people might like other. But performance-wise, Trossard and Martinelli on the left this season, not too. You haven't been happy.
Shabby. Trossard's been our best attacker, give or take.
Yeah, I think that.
You believe that? I would have started in January.
So it's before the season. Yes, I thought we had a left wing problem, but with the way, because I thought Trossard was going to fall off because of age and all that, and Martinelli's going to be Martinelli. But
he was woeful against Wolves, isn't it?
It seems the inclusion of what's it called? Marino playing a lot. They play very well with Marino because Marino's the one
Slightly,
that
he's looked
drops in.
knackered as well. You know, he's needed a little
Bro,
break these
because
last 2 games.
guess what? He's filling in midfield beginning of the season. We think he's finally going to be playing in midfield. Then our strikers go down.
Villa,
He's
he
now
was
a
spent,
striker.
man.
He's been the most in terms of minutes wise. He's probably up there as our highest minutes guys with like Ricenal.
And this is where it gets a bit nerve-wracking, man.
Key. So yeah, we need some players. But this run of games is happening. This run of games is happening before the window is open. That's the thing, is that in theory, so to answer this guy's the transfer question, in theory, from what we hear from Arteta, when the window opens is when our guys are coming back. So in theory, of course, theory and reality are only the same in a textbook. You know, reality and theory are different in actual real life. but when you don't know, because you can't tell the future, you go by
in theory. People should indicate anyone who's driven in London knows that's not always the thing with people, depending on the driver.
There it is. There it is. So it's like, you know, it's in theory, these guys are coming back, but what happens every single time these guys come back is they get re-injured. So it's a very good question. Would I be, if guys are fit, would I be upset if we don't sign nobody? No,
but it is one we've got a box very clever, and it's one we've got a monitoring. And to be fair, you'd imagine Arsenal in the club.
Would I be upset if they don't sign anybody, even in our current situation right now? No, because here's the thing, right? The injuries themselves, it sounds like the injuries themselves that we have, yeah, it's 6-7 guys, but it feels and sounds like they're all like short-term injuries. It seems like they're all around.
But then they play a bit cute and clever, man. Like, I can't lie. You know what? Yeah, they told us Kai Havertz would have been back by now. You know.
Yeah,
and we ain't seen Donny for time. Like, we ain't seen him for time. Like, we saw him against Man United. Look where we are now.
Some deluded. Your manager's a liar. He told you Saliba days. He told you Saliba days for a month.
Yeah. Like, I'll tell the first time I've seen him tell the truth, to a degree, was in his post press conference when he's like, "All right, probably shouldn't have played Ben White. We had to risk Saliba." Managers are liars, isn't it? That's why I said a few moments ago. For me, I don't take no stock in what the gaffer is saying because I don't work for Arsenal. I just deal on the match day. Who's on the bench? Who's in the 11? Before or after the game, if there's any nugget of insight, great. I don't take stock in that, like, because I can't. I'll do my head in. I don't think we're gonna sign anybody in Jan because there's been times we've been in a worse situation and we haven't. Now, granted, a week's a long time in football. We got a couple of game weeks. I hope it doesn't get to that, but also, it's one where we just have to monitor it, innit? In my opinion,
the big outlay this summer.
Exactly.
Do we even have wiggle room to sign somebody? It might be
obviously, because that's going to impact what you want to do next summer. Not that I'm all on focusing for next summer when you've got a season at play, but you're right.
It might be sell somebody and all that, but I wanted to touch on this guy before I even have to bounce or anything like that.
Go ahead, man.
This is what everybody has been bro, I can't even be on Twitter no more. Football Twitter is, the problem is, that's where I find my entertainment, but then it's also a bunch of idiots that go, it's always the dumbest, the most illogical opinions that go viral. And it's
let me take a guess, yeah. Just when I share my screen, is this what you wanted to talk about? If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. There's no escaping it.
There it is, people. Segment's done. You already know what I need to say, what I gotta say.
A part of me was hoping, are we gonna talk about Odegaard and Eze? In fact, you know what? Because then we can end on Gyökeres.
They tie into this situation.
Yeah, but before we get to Gyökeres, we can end on Gyökeres, yeah. Something I actually wanted to ask you, yeah. Obviously, it's a squad game thing, innit? I personally believe, like, you need a squad. You need some players that aren't, like, regulars and whatnot. I genuinely believe if your name is not Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes, David Raya, Declan Rice, Bukayo Saka, Jurriën Timber, I might be missing out one or two, man. I think your position is up for debate. I just think you're a tool in the toolbox, depending on the game state and things that could be utilized, yeah? But you take Eze, you take Odegaard. I'm on both of them. I love both of them. And I guess Odegaard with the pressing and all that jazz, he's central. Eze's been a breath of fresh air. Obviously, we need to see more consistency. But a lot of people, I feel, are either Odegaard or Eze. And then there's want both in the squad, ideally in midfield or left wing. But then I'm deep in it, yeah. I'm like, Eze, I like you. You're not quite the talismanic figure at the moment that I thought you was. but you're not really convincing 100%. Odegaard, not really convincing 100%. Have we got a problem with both of them? Because as you said, it then ties into, it's a bit deeper than just them because creativity has come from everywhere. But like, have we got a problem with both of them? And if we do, what does that mean for the big man? And then, yeah, let me know your Gyökeres thoughts after that, my boy.
Again, it ties into that whole situation of the squad integration thing where it's just been, it hasn't been constant. Football's about deluded. Football's about relationships. You know that, right? When you train, when they're training in Colney or wherever the others train.
I don't know about is it Sabai or something
it's sober reality or whatever it's now called. But when they're training there, bro, they hardly ever, it's not just it's people, period. When they're training there, bro, they hardly ever play those 11 on 11. They hardly ever play 11 things. It's always smaller 5v5, 6v6, 3v3, 2v2, 7v7. The unit, the side of the field that you're on, you play with those guys and all that. Relationships, to develop relationships, how your teammate plays. It's a team sport. How your teammate plays affects how you play, right? We're trying to integrate Eze into a squad where our striker, this guy has been injured, Marino's been playing, and then this guy comes back, he plays. It's just been constant change. Eze is coming and trying to learn a new
system. Had a knock as well.
Gyökeres is in that same boot.
Can't forget Rice and Zubi's a new partnership.
Zubamendi too. It's so there's just been a lot of moving pieces for the integration of these guys in that attacking area of the field, and it's affecting everybody. It's affecting Gyökeres. It's affecting Eze himself. He looked like shit. He looked like garbage. I need to clean up my thingy. He looked like garbage.
Let me ask you this then, yeah. Let me ask you this then, yeah. Is it a case of? Is it as simple as? If all of the, like in an imaginary world, yeah, all of the attackers were we never had an attacking problem. All our attackers are fit. And let's just assume from August to now, you had Eze, Saka, informed Trossard, Gyökeres through the middle. Is it a thing where if these men stay fit, we're creating chances, we're scoring goals, we're not having these conversations? Is it that for you? It's just purely they ain't been available, or is it something deeper? Because I did feel last season we had these issues. For me, I felt in the summer. It's like going and buying designer clothes. Arteta's done that with the recruitments. It's like, how do you style it though?
It's part of it. It's not the full story. It's part of it. You need the guys fit. You need the guys fit so that they get used to each other. They get used to each other on the training ground and all that. You need them fit. However, the second part too, that I also feel that Arteta and us, I mean, it's it's early days. He's only been here 6 months. He's only been here how many months? I've only been watching him for season starts September. So 3-4 months. It's not even 6 months. However many months that is from whenever the season starts. So not only do you need the people fit, in his case, we also need this guy. We need to change the way we play, even with those guys fit. You also need to start when you're integrating new players. Because he's a different kind of striker than we've had. You got to tweak things, right? You got to tweak things. He likes the ball this way as compared to Marino, who will drop down into the pocket. He will stretch the defenders, that kind of story. So you need the guys on there first to be fit. And then once they are fit, that's when you start developing the relationships with them. So like, for example, if you see how Odegaard has been playing since he's come back, which is one of my things where I'm like,
and he works with Haaland, so he should have no problem trying to find Gyökeres.
Yeah, but they're two. Yeah, true. They're two different.
Just in terms of they're similar strikers, isn't it? Haaland's obviously better, but
that's very true. So unfortunately, I can't really speak on that much because I don't watch Norway, so I don't see how he plays at Norway. So I don't know what spaces he takes up and all that. But for example, for us, Odegaard comes back, right? Odegaard comes back. And this guy loves, and I'm not saying this is a bad thing or not. This is who he is. This is the player that he is, right? This is what he likes doing naturally and all that. Drifts to the right. He plays with Saka. He clogs up that right-sided area. He plays in that pocket with Saka. He even comes deep sometimes to receive the ball at the right center back slot. Whereas Eze is the one that I haven't seen enough of him at Arsenal to figure out how he actually plays in our system.
But even
Gyökeres,
that, you're right on that comment with the Norway comment, yeah. But then, cool, they've got Nusa, they've got this one, they've got that one. But then Arsenal have Eze, you have Odegaard, you have Raya that can hit a pass. We've seen Edison set man up from whatever. I think creativity should come from all over the team. I think there needs to be a base of creativity, even if we have our weakest front four. I actually feel Gyökeres has adapted to the system. I think his teammates need to find him. And I actually think I need a bit more from you, Gyökeres. I need you to be a bit nastier. I need you to be a bit more demanding. I need you to be a bit quicker upstairs. Like there was a moment Saka's put the ball in and you wasn't quite there. And for me, Gyökeres, as much as I don't think the system's going to change in it, as much as I might have excuses for you, Gyökeres, at the end of the day, you know why you signed for Arsenal Football Club. Arteta, you sanctioned this, so you two make it work.
Don't change the entire system completely. I'm saying you got to tweak it. So you got to start changing.
And to be fair, Arteta does keep
to get the best out of it. You got to
earlier.
start changing tiny things about the way we play. So, for example, if the best situation for him is getting the ball earlier than we usually do, so hey, how about we stop dilly-dallying at the back 1-2 and try knock it in a little earlier, once or twice and all that. That's my issue. It's so he looks very isolated when he's up there. I think
100%.
I think Gyökeres would be way more effective right now for us if we played with somebody next to him. Either in that 10, I know Arteta loves
it sounds mad, but just to get closer to him,
yeah,
that is something we could do.
Because
I do think if Gyökeres was at a couple of other teams in the Premier, he wouldn't be amazing, but you'd see a bit more. So I know it's also. I think it's a bit of everything. I don't think.
Do you remember? Do you remember that the Eze Palace goal, the one from the one where they could, I think it was a corner or whatever, they couldn't get the first ball correctly. They couldn't get the first ball correctly. It came out to Eze and he hit it.
Karate chopped it.
Yeah. That could be happening because this guy, each and every time I see a ball in the air going in his direction or something is put through where he can get.
He just needs to watch Haaland and Mateo
or whatever. The defender is not getting that ball down clean. You can pick up so many scraps as a number 10 and get so many good chances by just getting somebody closer to him. Whereas Odegaard drifts way too far to the right. He likes playing more as an 8. He picks up the ball in the 6 situation. The other situation that I was dreaming of the other day, bro, that maybe, what might be crazy? When he comes back, Havertz and Gyökeres up there. Havertz and Gyökeres, maybe, who knows? Maybe Havertz may be the guy to give Rice a bit of a break, and Arteta can finally get to play Havertz where he brought him initially to play and wanted him to play in that 8 role. I don't know how good that will turn out, but it might be an interesting combination.
PTSD.
Food for thought with Gyökeres. No, but again, you are affected by the people that are around you. He was an 8 who was the striker? Jesus. We had Jesus as a striker. He was trying to be an 8 when Jesus or whoever was the striker. This is now a different beast. This guy is more physical. This guy is more, he hits defenders and they feel him. Whereas, Jesus is the low center of gravity dribbler and all that.
Jesus left wing this season will be there. That's where I actually think he should play. Jesus off the left, Gyökeres through the middle.
That's where he played. That's where he should play.
Got 10, or if you want, Havertz. I want to ask you this about Gyökeres as well. Like, do you think he is the talismanic striker, or is he just another? And I don't mean this in a disingenuous way. I'm not a squad player.
I'm not worried. I'm not worried about the whole goals. I'm not worried about the goal situation. The goals will
games
come.
Without scoring, but we got Bearman who can do that.
What'd you say?
I'm saying with him, he's affecting the game without scoring and doing all those other things, occupying centre backs. But 1, you should be able to do that in the modern day, anyways. 2, you needed to do that in a Mikel Arteta system. 3, for me, if that's what I'm talking about as a strength, then for me, I'm just looking at it this year, at least until I see something different from Gyökeres or however we change this. You're just one of 4 tools in that toolbox that go up front. We can do the Merino thing, can do the Jesus thing, can do the Gyökeres thing, can do the Kai thing. May the best man win in it, really. But at some point, we're going to need that striker in it if it's not going to be him. Just demote him, bring in the bad boy. This guy could be part of the squad. But I like Gyökeres, man. Do you think he's the only big money striker that's moved, man? He's getting a lot of heat.
So fair, I'm with you. I share the same sentiment.
Come on, Glock.
But it's I don't know if this is favoritism or whatever, or maybe I've been less patient with the others, because I try my hardest to do that. I try my hardest to be a realist and not fall into this hole, because nowadays with social media, bro, if you don't score the second a club buys you, you're a flop.
Nah, I'd do you one better. If you don't get 1 million goals, 1 million assists, have 1 million good games, people are onto you. People are disingenuous. Like football Discord, whether it's social media, wherever, it's jarring. Don't get it twisted. You know, there is balance for it. We can all have a laugh and a joke, run 1-2 agendas and things, but that should be 5% of it. Now that's the majority of it. It's just one up.
You don't. That's you don't get. You actually don't get proper bias-free analysis. It's now more hot takes. It's literally takes. So
exactly.
To get actual analysis is thingy. So I mean, I'm trying my hardest to actually be a realist and get out of this social media mindset where a player has to get going 2-3 games. Bro, great players. They've been greater players that have come and gone places that have taken 6 months, a year, or even longer to get going. So I'm trying to, what I like him.
As well.
What'd you say?
He's probably 4, 5, 6 months into what I assume is a 5-year contract at
long-term
Arsenal.
So what I like,
going, man.
I would do I want 30 goals a season right now, this season? Absolutely right now. But as a realist, I know that it's going to take a lot of time, and especially with the current circumstances, with our injuries and people going in and out of the team and him being new, that even just slows down the integration process.
But this is why I said, 15 goals should be his target. I'll be amazed if he gets 10. 15 should be his target. 20 would be the dream.
This season for me, goals wise, is I'm not really. It's a wash. So of course I'll get upset. I'll get upset when we start losing games. I hope
so God he can get 10 plus. Like 15 would have been
and we need goals, and I'll get upset at him. But if everyone else is scoring and we're winning games, you know, I can kind of not be upset. I do.
I hear you, and you're not wrong with that, but at some point, I feel for Arsenal's trajectory, we're going to need that talisman. Like even Pep Guardiola, obviously Arteta is not Pep. Gyökeres is not Haaland. But if the great man Pep Guardiola, who, you know, a traditional striker doesn't fit his system, if he can find a way to make it work, whether that's changing his system or getting a striker to adapt to stuff and just getting another kind of player that goes against his philosophy, Arteta's going to have to do it. I think for us to do what we want to do is not just win one Prem, retain a Prem, do a treble and Champions League and what everybody wants. We're going to need that player, because I do think we're getting to that stage now, Rizal, where it's easier said than done. And I don't know where you'd find them, you know, but some of the best players in the world, in the Prem, Haaland, Salah, Eden Hazard, they've been brought somewhere. I do think we need some players with some inevitability. And when I look at it, my attacking units they're good players, you know. Saka's still the only one I really believe in. Don't get it twisted. I like Eze. I like Madueke. Trust that you're doing your thing. I'll always back up Martinelli. We love the jinky from Jesus. But you don't have that air and the aura of inevitability. So when you're in semi-finals and finals of stuff, or games in Europe where or must-win champs where you just need a bit of brilliance, I think that's where we're creeping into. And this is why I really want this to work for Gyökeres. You know, if you could just be an ugly bagsman, I'm here for that, because that's what I thought we was getting. I don't really care about his general play. He's never going to be aesthetically pleasing.
Big Glock. And now even... I wasn't a big Gyökeres guy. I wasn't. You know what turned me into a Gyökeres guy? The hate he's getting.
Yeah, man. And
I was never a Gyökeres guy, but it's like, people were just the second game, and my man over there just, you know, he nailed it. I mean, there's guys that went for more money that you don't even hear get cooked once.
Because we got the Arsenal tax. I don't know the victory thing, but you would think we signed him for the same price of Isaac and all of these guys. Not saying that Isaac don't deserve question marks or Gyökeres doesn't, but it's that Arsenal tax in it. It's all Gyökeres. It swap places with Isaac and Gyökeres. No one ain't talking about Gyökeres at Liverpool if the exact same thing was happening. It happened. Like, it's that Arsenal tax. So I need
that Eritrean Swede on a grill right now. We need to cook his ass, because he is. It's
not
insane.
Gonna lie, we should have probably got Hugo Ekitike though. Hindsight's a wonderful thing. That's looking like the one we should have got though. Big up Gyökeres, but that's looking like the one we should have probably got.
Yeah, he's looking good. Did we even look at him?
We were linked half-heartedly. I think
Sesko's the one that
Gyökeres, isn't it?
So let me ask you this: Do you think it would have been a bit better with the? Because I know he's struggling at United, but of course you're a function of your environment. You think Sesko would have been a bit better for us?
It probably would be better
I
fit
honestly think
because
so.
he was the one we wanted. But I think we'd be
Yeah.
talking about the same shit, like the same not finding him, the same lack of goals, the same, obviously different things because Gyökeres is a lot more clinical, but the striker market is dead. Like, let's have it right. I said to you, I was cool with Gyökeres. I wanted Gyökeres because he's 27, it's a bit different. I didn't mind Sesko, but neither were the ones that you're like, you can bet your hat on, really. So I genuinely think we'd be saying the same things. I think for it to have worked, you needed an Isak. He fits what Arsenal wanted. And even with him struggling at Liverpool, that might have been a thing. I think Isak's the only one that there would have been no nonsense. Maybe Hugo Ekitike. I think we'd have similar talking points, regardless of who who was here. The only difference is we would have maybe got to hide behind the fact of, you know what, Sesko's in his early 20s. Gyökeres isn't old, but isn't exactly young. It has to work. My man's 27. So I genuinely feel we'd be saying the same things.
Yeah, it's
a tech.
I don't know. I don't know. It'll be very interesting to see. It'll be very interesting to see what he does, what Arteta does when Havertz comes back, because
he's getting him back in the team the minute he's able to start a run of games
with Gyökeres, with Gyökeres and all. Because I know Merino, he doesn't want to play. He plays Merino in striker and in that striker role, but he doesn't want to.
I've asked Odegaard as a left wing. That I genuinely think in Arteta's mind, that's what he kind of wants to go to, regardless what I think. I think that's how he gets all the guys in. I genuinely think that. I think every manager's got favorites.
You think actually, you know what's more surprising of your setup? Eze. You think Eze on the left wing is
that's the only way? I don't see him. I don't think
Arteta likes Eze.
Nah, yes, I can't subscribe to that. He bought him.
I think Eze was a Berta, kind of like the Gyökeres.
At some point, Arteta's
the Gyökeres, kind of like the Gyökeres thing. He would prefer someone else. He has him. Of course, once you have the player, he loves him and all that. But
no, I hear that, but I'm not accepting that for Arteta, because you can have your favorites. Like we could have, it's like me and you. We could draw on a board here. Zar likes Isak. I like Sesko. I like Gyökeres. I like this, and we've got Berta. Oh yeah, no, that club's asking for too much money. That's his pros and cons. That's that. Sesko, Isak, impossible dream. We can't get Sesko. Do you fancy Gyökeres? He's not my first choice, but I think he's decent. Can he do the link-up play? Can he do all the stuff I demand from a striker? 100%. He scores goals. He's got a good mentality. I would implore everybody to actually go back to Arteta's first interview when he signed Gyökeres. So I'm not having that for Arteta. Like, I'm not having that. I can't accept that, because at some point you said, okay, this is the guy that can do a thing for me and fit in the system. He's going to have to make it happen. And even that, I think people like to do that, but then they will big up Mosquera, but he's a better signing. Saliba's done well under Arteta. That weren't an Arteta signing. Marmoush and Haaland weren't exactly Pep Guardiola signing. So man, have to make it work. They tell us it's collaboratives.
Why does he? Here's my beef with him. Why does he like every single time he talks about Eze? Was it Eze or Gyökeres? Eze. Every single time he talks about Eze, he brings up the fact that Berta's the one that got him over the line. That's the one that makes me feel.
Yeah, because he done a madness. Like, he was in a whisker of going to Spurs, isn't it?
Are you trying to say this is Berta's guy, or are you?
It's gonna have to be your guy, innit?
Trying to say
it's gonna have to be your guy, because you're the manager. These are the players. It's our guy. You're gonna have to make it work. We'll never know. We're not flies on the wall. I'm at the point, and I said this to you before. It's like when you're younger and you're playing with your cousins, someone breaks something, your grandma comes in the room. She's not asking who broke what. If you're on the crime scene, you're getting beats. That's where I'm at with them lot now. Like, we share the W's, we share the L's, in it. Make it work. Please make it work, because I don't know where we turn if we don't win silverware this year, bro.
Bro, and
I'm not even entertaining that talk.
That's the thing, right? Is that some of us, this is what they need to realize, is some of us have already started making plans. We
May 2026 parade, man.
The next 3 games, the Palace one, Brighton, and all that. I'm gonna be Everton, there.
Palace, Brighton. Bournemouth.
And I think that I'm trying to get a ticket for that Liverpool one too. So it's like they better, because it's like these tickets ain't cheap, bro. These tickets ain't cheap.
And you're flying in from another side of the world.
Right? I'm saying, you're flying in, bro. I hope my mom and dad and all that don't don't watch this and all that because I'm gonna look like I'm a prick or something. But I neglected Deluded. I neglected going back to my family in Zimbabwe to come watch this stupid team. So they better win me a league.
Yeah, I hope mommy's not listening, man.
They better win me a league. And anyone out there, by the way, who has a plug and all that, I'm in the market for one of those Bournemouth away tickets. Impossible.
Exactly. So hit up Zar's DMs, man.
Yeah, but
and that's a good way to end it as well, Zar, man, because I know you got to go. Like,
yeah,
where can people find you as well, man?
Checking the clock there. I gotta.
Yeah. No, I don't want to keep you past your time, man. Like, where can people find you?
It was good chatting, man. So at the midget Zimbo everywhere. It's gonna be a little bit different as I alluded to here with Deluded. I'm gonna be over there for like 2-3 weeks, so it's gonna be more UK content. The
trying our foods again and that.
Food, exactly. Hit me. There it is. Get in the Twitter comments. Tell me where I have to do it.
Make a cheese and pickle sandwich, man.
Last time I didn't do the chicken shop. I had to do the bangers and mash and all that nonsense. So I got to do it all. So yeah,
try a cheese and pickle sandwich, man. Record that one.
What you said?
Cheese and pickle sandwich. I want to see your reaction.
Okay. Cheese and pickle sandwich. Okay. Yeah, people are saying
I wouldn't know where you get it, but I've never had it, but like a fries Mars bar and all of that, man.
I need to do the comments I got a lot and I didn't get to. I need to do a meal deal, a Tesco meal deal, and all that, and all that. So I'm going to be doing it all. So check out.
I don't want you to eat shit. Do you know how shit that is? That's just staying alive.
Listen. I mean, if you're in the review game, if you're going to speak to the people about the UK food being shit, you gotta know what you're talking about. Son.
A meal deal, like meal deal, just.
So we're going to be doing all of that on my TikTok and my Instagram.
It's not even a deal anymore. You know how expensive it is now. Like,
what was it? Was it like a $5 thing or?
No, it used to be like £2 back in the days. Now it's like $3.50 bordering on £4. It's not even a deal anymore. You just get. It's not even a deal. You get a one pasta, maybe a sandwich or a baguette. You can get either like typically like a fruit or a packet of crisp, and then you get a drink. It's not a deal. It's just. Somebody at work, big up the 9-to-5ers. Someone at work needs a quick bite, grab it. It don't even fill you up, man. But man, try all of that.
That's that Starmer inflation right there for you. That Keir Starmer inflation for you will hit you.
Exactly, and unfortunately, he's an Arsenal fan.
But, yeah. Did he still have his box? I think he's still
probably. He's the prime minister of the damn country. He should be having.
Actually, you know what it is? He had a seat. He had a regular seat, and then they gave him a box.
Yeah, he's gonna have to. Yeah. He couldn't just be on domains like that. Yeah, you're an important person, isn't it? God forbid something could happen. Yeah. But you know where to find Zar at the midget Zimbo. It's been posted. Let's give it up for Zar once again.
Stop it. Thank you, man. I like doing this with you. So it's never a
pleasure
pain.
to have you here, man. You're part of the DG Nation,
man. So anytime you'll have me here, I'm more than happy to hop on.
Come on, man. You know I'll DM you. I'll text you on WhatsApp. We'll get it happening and popping, man. But
we'll
yeah, man.
It out. There it is.
With your day. Chat. We big up you lot. You lot are the real stars. Zar, bless, man. And most importantly,
take it easy. Peace out. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Come on. Oh, yeah. Merry Christmas, everyone, as well. And to yourself, Zar, man.
There
a safe flight when you're obviously forward to England, man. Come on.
Thank you. All right, let me get out of here. Peace out, bro.
Peace.
Always